Here we are, beginning with a new chapter, drafting an application letter or how to draft an application letter. Moving forward with the definition of what is a job application letter. A job application letter is essentially a detailed pitch to convince a prospective employer of your eligibility for the open position for which you are applying. Together with expressing your interest in the job, the letter will highlight your qualification, skills, experience, and achievements. It will explain why you might be the best person for the job and convince the recruiter to shortlist you for an interview. Overall, a well written application will present a creditable picture of you as an individual and professional and can make a favorable impression on employers. Now, we will discuss about how do you write a job application letter. Writing a good job application letter involves expressing your interest in the available position and detailing, like why you are the best fit for the job or what interests you in applying for this job. You will need to include your educational qualifications and professional skills along with your experience. Follow these steps to write an appealing letter that could convince a hiring manager to consider you. The first one being read the job advertisement details. After reading the job advertisement details, make a note of company's exact requirements and compare these with your qualifications, skills, and work experience. Underline the keywords and key phrases they have used for inclusion in your job application letter to make it clear to the employer that you have read the job posting and understand what they want in a potential candidate. It is always a good idea to research the company and mention your knowledge of their business. Moving forward to the next point, that is review professional letter formats, which means it will help you to review the accepted professional formats for job application letters and adapt one of those for your purpose. For example, you might use left alignment with single spacing, 1-inch margins, and the professional font of 10 to 12 points. You want the letter to format to look clean and be easy to skim through. Try to keep the information concise, short, simple, and on the topic. Don't use unnecessary words or phrases. The next is write a clear heading. If you are sending a paper copy of the job application letter to the employer, you will need to include a heading with your name, address, email, phone number, and the date. You can also mention the name of the recruiter or hiring manager, the name of the company, and its physical address. If you are applying by an email, it is not necessary to write a header with your personal information. However, if you want the employer to have that information, you can include it below your signature. The next point is address the letter to the right person. Find out the name of the recruiter or the hiring manager and address the application letter to them. You could write hello, Mr. or Mrs. or Miss, or dear Mr., Mrs. or Miss, and follow that with their surname. If you can't find their name, use to the hiring manager or sir or madam. Be a professional and definitely be courteous. Addressing the right person with their name or title and taking a professional and courteous approach will help get their attention and make them read further. The next point is begin by expressing interest in the job. At the start of the letter, mention your professional details or title, the job position you are applying for, and where you read the job advertisement. Also include the same paragraph. You can detail the information regarding your qualifications, skills, and work experiences. that make you suitable for your position. Keep your writing clear and concise. Here, describe your eligibility for the job. You can further elaborate on your skills, your work experience in the next paragraphs to show how this will enable you to fulfill the job requirement. You could talk about specific work projects where you successfully carried out similar responsibilities. Detailing your work experience in this way will allow the recruiter or hiring manager to assess your capability as related to the job position without requiring to see a separate resume. The next point being highlight your attributes. To further stress on your eligibility for the job position, you can mention certain personal aspects that could suit the job. For example, you might talk about how your outgoing personality makes it easy for you to get along well with different groups of people, or how good you are in team building method, or how you can run a team as a leader. You could explain how your decisiveness and strong communication skills make you a good team player. At the end of the letter, you should always mention a thank you or a gratitude approach. It is a basic good manners to thank the recruiter for taking the time to read your job application letter. Express your appreciation in a polite professional tone. You can end the letter with an maybe within inverted commas. Here I am explaining to you, but you need to explain it in a formal way, like I will look forward to hearing from you, followed by sincerely or best regards and your full name below that. These are very useful and essential tips while you are writing a job application letter, and these tips will surely help you to get the dream job that you want. Here it is, we will discuss about how do you send a job application letter. You can send a job application letter to the company by mail or email. The job description will include the company's preferred method of contact, and you should follow their instructions. You should also follow the accepted formats for sending print and email job application letter. For instance, a formal business heading is essential for a print letter. For an email application, though, you need a relevant and concise subject line that mentions the job title. In both cases, check if there is an application deadline and send your job application letter before that. Here are some very useful job application tips. By following these tips, you can improve your chances of getting your job application letter read and selected by the recruiter or hiring manager. The first one being keep the letter concise. Recruiters and hiring managers are busy people, as you know, and often have to process hundreds of applications. They may not have the time to go through a lengthy or multiple page application letter. So keep your letter short, simple and concise. Highlight your abilities. It will also help to include specific and verifiable instances of your work experiences so it becomes catchy for the recruiter. The next point being include keywords from the job advertisement, which means this can help reiterate your understanding of the job requirements and your suitability for performing the required task. The next point being review the letter of errors. Grammatical and spelling mistake can create an impression of negligence and lack of focus. Avoid that by proofreading it again and again and carefully before sending it. Last one being customize the letter to fit each job you apply for. Employers are more likely to review and shortlist well customized letter than generic ones. So be very careful and check each of the above mentioned points before sending a job application letter. Remember, how careful you are shows how your interest is on the job. This will definitely help you to get your dream job. Here is an example of a job application letter which I have mentioned as a sales manager application letter. The first one, you are addressing it through email, so the email address, then comes the catchy subject line where you can see application for sales manager for this company. then you are addressing that person by dear, and now you are writing the body of the message. The body includes your educational qualification, your interest area for work, and your experiences. Now see how at the end I mentioned the line with the gratitude, that thank you for taking the time to consider my application. This is what a job application letter looks like. Hope this helps. Thank you.